But as far as my closet, if I cannot wear it 5 different ways, I'm not buying it because it's a waste. You want your clothes to be like versatile. You know what I mean? You get more bang for your buck in your closet when you can like buy some shit and you know you can build 5 outfits. So when I'm shopping, I'm looking at something, I'm styling it 5 ways, it's a yes automatically. So for me, it's so fast and it's just like even when I'm styling people in the store, like when I was working, they would be like, you did that so fast. And it's like, for me, like if somebody's coming up like, how do you think I should wear this? And I just run it down, wear it with this, that, and that, and that. And it's because that's the way that I shop. So it's easier for me to just build.
Yo. We are back. It is This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world. Ivan is not here to say stamps. I am your only host today. My name is Steven. I go by Ugly Steven on Instagram. We want to shout out iRobinson 03_ on Instagram. Shout out Vintage Sense 2 underscores on Instagram. And shout out OGBs. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe at TSOJ Podcast. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, be sure to follow and download at TSOJ Podcast. Now, our next guest, we have a very, very, very special guest. We've been trying to get on for some time now. We finally got it scheduled. But before we get into our guests, we're going to get into our layup lines. So for those who do not know, layup lines is a segment where we like to get our guests loose, right? Okay. So we ask a bunch of this or that questions, try to answer them as fast as possible.
Okay? Cool.
I have to put 24 on the clock. Damn, I miss Ivan. 24 on the clock. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Nordstrom or H&M?
Nordstrom.
Boy mom or girl mom?
Boy mom.
Young Thug or Lil Durk?
Thug.
Leggings or jeans?
Jeans.
Summer wardrobe or winter wardrobe?
Winter wardrobe.
Braylon Edwards or Deshaun Jackson?
Oh, wow. Deshaun Jackson.
Lennox or BJ?
Lennox.
Glasses or purses?
Glasses.
Michael Vick or Jalen Hurts?
Ooh, goddamn, Jalen Hurts.
Instagram or Twitter?
Twitter.
There it is. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Yeah, those questions are courtesy of Devontae. Yeah, shout out Vintage Sense on the questions there. He definitely did his thing on that. You also did your thing on the interview questions. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? He gave us some good talking points. I ain't gonna lie. But listen, man, our next guest, what a special talent she is. She is humbly, we asked her for her titles, and you know, she tried to keep it humble. So humbly, she is a content creator. She is a stylist. Ladies and gentlemen, Chanique Mosley is here in the building.
What's up?
How you feeling?
Nervous. First
Don't
podcast.
be.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, but thank you guys for having me. I'm glad we could finally work out a time.
Finally.
But, you know, it's going to be lit.
We got it done. Shout out Tay, man. Shout out Tay for helping get this done, man. So listen, man, we got to start off people with their story, where it started, right? Okay. So you kind of paint the picture for us. So tell us, where are you from?
Camden.
You're from Camden, New Jersey. Let's shout it out. Let's go. All right. So help us paint the demographic for us a little bit, for those who are not as familiar with Camden, New Jersey.
Okay. So I'm from Camden, New Jersey, so South Jersey.
Shout it out, you know what I mean?
The best part of Jersey we know. There's no north, there's no central, it's just south.
Well. All right.
Not too much.
Can I just say, all right, listen. As someone, I'm from South Jersey.
Okay.
And then I moved to what I believe is Central Jersey.
Where that's at?
Like right in between Princeton and Trenton. The town is called Lawrenceville, is the name of the town, but it's right in between Princeton and Trenton. Okay. So, first of all, before I put my opinion in this, I want you to know that Governor Murphy said that there is a Central Jersey. So I just want, before we, you know what I'm saying? So I guess, you feel me? I'm gonna put that out there. Big Murph. Shout out Big Murph. But I think, and hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
Jersey is separated by 3 cultures. Okay, so there's North. Yeah. It's like I hate saying it, but
New York,
right?
Pretty much.
South, which Philly.
Yeah.
And then you have like a beach kind of culture. right? Because my fiance is from the Shore area.
Okay.
Her lifestyle, her culture is night and day from like a Pennsauken, Camden, South Jersey.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's not New York either.
Right.
So
they
therefore it is its own, right. You see what I'm saying? So like, to me, Central, and a lot of Central is a lot of the beaches. Like some of the beaches do fall in South.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the Central area. It's like that, you feel me? That like limbo of a place in Jersey. And I think that's Central Jersey.
I feel like a lot of beaches fall down south though. You got some.
Right. All right. So
a little central.
So let me ask you this. So my fiance is from like, are you familiar with like Point Pleasant?
Yeah.
That's South Jersey to you?
I don't know.
I see. So to me, like Wildwood is South Jersey.
Yeah.
Like Atlantic City, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But then when you get to like the more like Point Pleasant,
Long
Beach,
yeah,
like now you're in like Central.
But still, I feel like anything south. I mean, well, anything north of South, I just be like, okay, North Jersey. Like
right.
It's north.
Type
like,
shit.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Instead of saying like Central, it's like, oh, I'm going up there like to Edison because Edison is kind of like middle.
That's near me. I'm near Edison.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I'm going to like North Jersey. Like I don't really say Central.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I get it.
You feel
fine,
me though? All right,
fine.
yeah,
We'll just say it's a Central.
I would rather you say there's north, south, and then there's a
mid section.
Yeah, right.
Mid section.
Yeah, mid section. All right, I'm sorry. I get passionate about Central Jersey, so I just derailed the whole conversation.
Rep your set.
Yeah, you feel me? All right, but continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah. So Camden. I went to high school at Wilson, East Camden. I was supposed to go to Camden High, but most of the people that I knew that I was kind of like friends with, we all went to like Hatch Middle School. So I just decided like, all right, I'm gonna be different. I'm not gonna go to Camden High because that's where everybody else is going. I'm gonna go to Wilson. Graduated.
Did you regret that?
Huh?
Did you regret that at all?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Wilson. I think that majority of everybody that I knew like went to Camden High. So like me going to Wilson, I was able to branch out and build like friendships from people that I probably wouldn't have built friendships with had I would have went to like Camden High. But I don't think it's really a difference. I do think it's kind of a difference as far as like when we talk about like ethnicity. I do feel like the ethnicity is a little bit different in Wilson. A lot of Asian kids, a lot of Spanish kids, and then I feel like Camden High was mostly like black. But I do like having that difference of like going to Wilson.
Word.
And then I kind of did some school in Philly, dropped out, wasn't for me. And then I did.
When you say school, you mean like college?
Yeah, college.
Okay.
I went to like pharmaceutical school.
Okay.
I liked it, but I just couldn't stay focused. I just wanted to live my life a little bit. You know, when you get a little bit of freedom. A little bit of adult freedom, you kind of just want to branch out. So I did that, and then I did a tad stint in the military.
Okay.
In the Navy, and then I just came back home.
So I want to back you up a little bit to pharmaceutical. You said
Sure.
you were in school for pharmaceutical stuff. Why did you want to do that?
I think I was trying to find myself, honestly. I think I didn't know what I wanted to do. Fresh out of school, I did take like a full year off, just kind of hanging around the house, just doing high school stuff, like when you get out, just trying to figure out what you want to do. I kind of didn't want to go away to college because I just, like, at that time, like, my family was kind of close. We all kind of lived in the same house together, so I couldn't see myself, like, leaving. So I just decided to do that, and I kind of wanted to be a pharmacist, and I just was kind of more so thinking about like the money aspect too. Like I know they make a lot of money, so I think I definitely want to do it. When I was in school, I do think I did a good job. At first I struggled because I missed some classes, but if I would have stuck with it, if I would have stuck with it, I'm for sure I would have been where I wanted to be.
Okay,
but I'm not mad about where I'm at now.
So all right, so I'm gonna try to get you to dig a little bit.
Sure.
You said you wanted to do the pharmaceutical thing because the money was promising. There had to be something else about it that you enjoyed. And I only say that because you can do a lot of things for a lot of money. You know what I mean? So like, to the best of your ability, what was it about pharmaceuticals that
I think when I did my research on it, I wanted to so let me backtrack. I kind of wanted to work like in the hospital aspect. So I didn't want to do like a CVS pharmacy. So like in the hospitals, and like what we did labs on was like making IV bags and making sure like the percentages was right, and like what we were putting together, making like certain like paste and like cream. Like that part was like fun to me. I loved that part. I loved it so much. Like if I would have stuck with it, I knew for sure like I definitely would have been like in a hospital type setting, like fast paced. I couldn't see myself like working in a CVS. Like I need, like for me, I'm a fast paced. Yeah. So I don't want to be bored, and I feel like in a hospital, I would have learned like so much and probably branched off to do something else different.
Okay. I was trying to see, because I'm like, I often challenge my students with that. Like I want to be this. I'm like, why? Because like money. I'm like, but why? Like, because you know what I mean? You can do a lot of, like, how'd you land on that of all things to get money? You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah, I just want to make you dig a little bit. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Okay. So now fast forward a little bit. So you're in college. You said it didn't work out.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about why it didn't work out, or you just felt like it just wasn't for you?
I think that just the immature level wasn't there for me. I don't think I was ready to like grow up. I think kind of based on like my life story and like where I was at and kind of like how I was brought up, I was forced to grow up a little bit more than what I should have been. I should have been able to like, you know, live my life as a child, but me being the oldest of 5 siblings, I kind of had to take care of my siblings as well. You know, my mom was like, she was around, but she really wasn't around, and my dad was around, but he really wasn't around. So it just was kind of just trying to like find myself, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think you got that realization in college? That's when I realized it, or were you kind of always like the third parent essentially in your household?
I think I kind of always was like kind of like the third parent. I was. That's just the reality of it. I think a lot of kids, especially when you have younger siblings and you're the kind of like the older, you are responsible for bringing them up. And is that fair? No. And it forces you to grow up a little bit. So finally, when I was able to get kind of like a little bit of freedom, I feel like I kind of wanted to like backtrack a little bit and like do things that people were my age doing. Like I didn't really want to like, once I was in school, I was like, this is getting a little bit too serious for me. Right. And so I was like, I just want to be out with my friends and partying. Now I did have like little side jobs. Like I've worked at Papa John's, I've worked at the dollar store. I did have jobs to keep like money in my pocket, but as far as just like the surrealness and just kind of like growing into that adult, I just wasn't ready for those responsibilities, honestly. Like the mature level was it just wasn't there.
How much of it do you think was, well, I guess it can kind of be attributed to like, the maturity can also be attributed to like lack of like direction or like purpose, I guess. That's what kind of was going to get at. Okay. Very
just having somebody to pour into you.
Yeah.
Like just missing that aspect of like, you know, having that parent to like be like, this is what I'm going through and this is what I need, or having that guidance and having someone to keep you like grounded and like motivated. I didn't have that, and I don't want to take away from my Aunt Joyce, who really had her arm in like raising me. Like most of my mom's side of the family is from Trinidad. So my Aunt Joyce kind of like raised all of us. And you know, she was older, so it was only so much that she can do. She just was like making sure that whatever we needed, we had. But you know, she's taking care of other people's kids and not really hers. So it was kind of hard for her to like hit all those notches that you need when you're like going through like adulthood, teen transition, and all of that.
Wow. This, so now we're out of school.
Yep.
We realize it's not for us. Mm-hmm. Now what's the next step right after that?
I think I spent a couple years just hanging out with my friends, just doing side jobs, working. It really wasn't nothing to write home about. I think what ended up landing me here was me going to the military. I moved in with Mosley's mom. I was living with them for a while. She took me in, so it was kind of like I'm like her child, pretty much. And I think that's where I started to get like a little bit of like more guidance and like the pouring into me and like more of the stability that I needed beforehand. And that's when I kind of tried to like branch out. And I was like, oh, well, you know, you were in the Navy. Like, I kind of want to do that too. Like, you know, to see where she was and to see where she was going with it, it kind of was like my motivation to like go into the Navy. But then I got into the Navy. I did end up getting hurt in like boot camp. My knee was hurting. And then I just was like, this is just not for me. And then once I got that knee injury, I was just like, I just want to come home. And they let me out. It wasn't a dishonorable discharge or whatever. I just got out on like a medical thing for my knee. And then I came home, and then I started a job in retail at Nordstrom. And then that's kind of what propelled me into like my fashion like era and like styling and all of that.
It's so funny when I hear you talk about the ventures that you've been on before getting to where you are now.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's like a very like you got signs immediately after doing these things that were like, this isn't it.
Yeah.
Like you got to college, you're like, nah.
Yeah,
that's not it.
for
and
sure.
then you went and did the military, like, that's not it either.
Not
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's funny.
I didn't spend too much time on like doing, because you're just trying to find yourself. But I think the biggest thing for me is if something don't feel right for me, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to further like put my effort into it because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm so deep in where I'm like, you know what, I should have listened to my gut beforehand. So instead of getting into that era where I'm feeling like super stuck and I'm like, damn, like, no. We're going to stop this right now. We're going to slow it down, and we're going to go back to the drawing board.
So when you say you're at Nordstrom, is this I'm assuming that prior to Nordstrom, you had still a love for fashion, or was it not even like really a wow.
Never.
Wow.
So it's funny.
What'd you dress like? Be honest.
Oh, I could be completely honest. I could definitely pull up some pictures. White T-shirts, jeans, Timberlands.
Oh, you was thugging it out. Okay.
I'm talking about Air Force Ones. I was like a boy. Like, and when I say tomboy, like, I did not wear my hair in curls. Like, I'm talking about ponytail on the back of my neck. Like, it was no makeup. It was none of that. Like, it was none of that. Like, complete opposite of what is given now. Complete opposite. Straight boy.
That is crazy.
Straight boy. You can call me Charles for real. I'm not lying to you.
So what? Wait. All right, this is crazy though. This is crazy because when you hear like, I'm pretty sure if you heard like Tyler the Creator talk about like, so you're like, ever since a kid, I would see this one. He's like, nah, I was not that at all. Like, I was totally opposite.
Yeah, never.
That's crazy.
I was not into it.
So what about working at Nordstrom opened you up to that?
So I think living with Mosley's mom, she loved fashion, like clothes. So I kind of feel like seeing her like kind of dressed a certain way, I'm like, okay, like I feel like I can do that. But like also like working at Nordstrom, like you have people that's coming in that you're trying to like style. So like for instance, like my job there, it was a complete temporary thing. I was only supposed to work there for I think 2 months, and then the staff that was permanent went on lunch break and they all left and never came back after the store opened, which was wow. Like, never came back. So then they hired me as a full-time employee. And then I kind of just worked my way up to being like one of the assistant managers. And I worked in the ladies department where most of the trendy clothes were for like people. And I started just buying stuff. My boss, who was in charge of me, who I still love her to this day, her name is Carla. She kind of put me under her arm in Taryn too. And they just kind of helped me and guide me to like merchandising. So when you're merchandising clothes, you're pretty much building an outfit there in itself. You're just building it on, tables, if you're building a table, whatever you were putting the clothes on. And then I just was like, maybe I could just start, experimenting. And that's what I did. And it just kind of blossomed from there.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, all right. I'm trying to find the segue, like, from Timberland wearing Nique to fashionista. Okay.
That's what it was.
It was sunglasses.
Yes. No, for real.
Okay.
So I used to that is a fact. That is a fact. I used to blow, and when I tell you blow, I'm talking about hundreds of dollars on sunglasses. Like, that was my vibe. Like, I did not care. Like, it $400, $500, $350. It did not matter. If I wanted them, I was spending my money on straight sunglasses. It was my thing. I loved it. I still to this day I love sunglasses.
Wait. So is this?
It makes your outfit.
But is this Timberland wearing Nique? And you know what I'm saying? Like, this Timberland wearing Nique. And
that sounds so crazy.
And you buying $500 sunglasses?
No, I feel like I kind of was like, I was transitioning, so it was a transition period for me. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't, I'm crying.
Because I'm like, what? Like, I'm not seeing this.
It sounds crazy.
Yeah,
it do sound crazy. It sound like, it sound wild. But no, I think I was transitioning. So I was like trying to just, venture. And this one, like, Aeropostale was still popping, and Hollister and all of that. So I just was like dibbling and dabbling in clothes. But one thing for sure, I was going to have on a fire pair of sunglasses. Like, that was my thing.
Was it rappers? Was it rappers wearing it that made it?
I think so.
It was like rappers, like celebrities.
I definitely think that was some of the inspiration. Like Rick Ross, if you look back to like him coming up, his sunglass collection was, he got them crazy eyes. I did not mean to say that. I'm sorry, but he had like crazy eyes at one point when he was coming up. Like, and I think he always wore sunglasses.
What is crazy eyes? Like define that. Like, what that mean?
His eyes just look wild. Like, I don't know if they just like they was big. Yeah, kind of wondering a little bit. Like, if you go back to like when he might have got it fixed. I'm not lying to you, but when you go back to like when he was coming up, all he would wear is sunglasses. He would never.
I do remember that.
Yeah, he would never take them off because his eyes was like kind of crazy. But like his sunglass collection was wild. Like he had good sunglasses.
I thought he only wore sunglasses.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, but his sunglass collection was crazy.
Wow.
Like, that was kind of like the inspiration. Like his sunglasses was like fire. He always had on a fire pair.
All right, so now we get in sunglasses. And now we're creeping into now fashion. Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it like a you went from sunglasses to like now I like jackets. Now I like was it like you kind of put the outfit?
I think I went from sunglasses to just like it became clothes in general. Okay. I think I just started like dibbling and dabbling, trying to figure out like my style when I first started working at Nordstrom. I think when we hit like the 3-year mark with them, I think that's when I started to more so focus on like now I'm a person that's known for like my coats. Like I love coats. Like that is my thing. It makes my outfit like if it could be fall or winter all year round, like
that's your drawing.
Yeah, that's my drawing. Like coats and stuff is crazy. But I think once I hit like the 3-year mark and I started feeling like I think when someone is trying to figure out their style too, you know how somebody's like, I want to try that, but I don't think it will like look right on me. Mm-hmm. I think I was in that vibe and I just started venturing. And I think what made me stick with fashion was like, I know this is going to sound so crazy, but like just people complimenting you and just being like, I really like the way that you put that together. I would have never thought of that. And that just keeps the fuel in you to like just keep going. Like, oh, okay, you fuck with this. All right, heard you. And then I'm going to just keep building and building and building upon that.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, as you're getting into it, are the styles... And try if there is a difference, try to separate like this specific moment from like now.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're getting into it, like this kind of very early phase, you're kind of starting to put stuff together. Is your style more luxurious?
Business casual.
Okay.
It's definitely business casual. I think when I seen a TikTok and it was like back in the day, like y'all used to wear like pearls and like cardigans and stuff. Like when I was like, you know, younger, like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, like business casual was kind of like the vibe. So I would say like more dressy, more like pants. If I wore jeans, it would be like a dressy like type shirt. And because I worked at Nordstrom, we had to dress a certain way. It wasn't more like as relaxed as it is now. So I would have to like build upon like my business casual. I would definitely push the borderline as far as I could with the business part, but more so business casual.
Okay. Could you do sporty?
Back then, I feel like I could, but only on certain occasions. Like we would have to come in like 6 o'clock in the morning to do like truck or something. This was at Nordstrom Rack and Cherry Hill. That's the store I opened. There would be like certain occasions where I could, but I don't think I would do sporty in work. Like outside of work, definitely yeah. But I still think I was a lot more dressier back then. Okay. Like just real in my feminine era, honestly. Yeah. It's crazy. I went from like a tomboy to
every time you say something like that, I'm just picturing Tim's like, yeah.
It's
like,
very wild.
Wow.
It's a big transition. Nobody ever believes it unless they grew up with me.
Yeah, I think that's like the equivalent of like a drug addict who like becomes, who like turns and becomes like the president.
I'm crying.
Like it's like totally opposite.
Yeah. Like people always think like, oh, you used to probably dress so nice, and it's like the people that know me literally will tell you like they used to fight tooth and nail to get me in a dress or to get me to dress up. It definitely was not it.
Did you get bougie? Be honest. Do you think you got bougier?
From where I was? Oh yeah.
You got bougie. Okay.
Yeah, my mom calls me bougie. Like my family thinks that I'm the most bougiest person, but I'm not. Like I'm not.
If 10 people say you're bougie, is it possible that you're bougie?
I don't see it for myself. Like for instance, we was talking about the Wegmans thing. Like they think my family thinks I'm bougie because I shop at Wegmans. Like to me, it's a grocery store. Like, but to other people, it's like that's bougie. How?
I'm not saying it's not superior. I'm saying maybe because it is superior,
Whole
you're bougie.
Foods is bougie.
We talking the same. That's the same
Whole
ballpark.
Foods is above Wegmans. He just said it's different.
But they in the same.
It kind of
stratosphere.
Is, but it's like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
There's a way larger gap between McDonald's and Chick-fil-A than there is to Wegmans and Whole Foods. Absolutely not. Absolutely
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't buy it.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't buy it. There's a significant gap in McDonald's and Chick-fil-A.
That's what.
It's like McDonald's and Shake Shack.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I could. Yeah. Okay.
You don't put Shake Shack in the same stratosphere as Chick-fil-A? It's like the same quality of like high quality fast food.
I feel like, to be honest, Shake Shack is bland.
You don't be putting Shack sauce on your burger, do you?
It's nasty. I don't like it. But if we're talking about like, I just think it's bland. I think it's a good burger. But there's other places where you can get a fire burger. I think Shake Shack is just good. It's just good.
I
want great when I'm eating, babes. I want my money.
Thank you for answering my bougie question. Thank you.
Whatever. All right.
She's like, Shake Shack? Only lobster.
I don't even eat lobster.
No, that's funny. All right, so we're at Nordstrom Rack. You start putting stuff together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like reading the questions.
We had Nordstrom Rack. We got a little bit bougier because then we got promoted to King of Prussia store from Cherry Hill. And I was working in jewelry section. So then I stopped with the clothes and started buying like jewelry. Wasn't nothing crazy. But then back then I think Michael Kors watches was popping. So like that's when people started like buying it. So I started doing that, like buying watches. But it wasn't nothing really to write home about. I think like my big girl purchase and what kind of shifted me a little bit into like the bougieville was buying a Michelle watch.
What's Michelle? What's that?
So it's a
I'm not the standard, so please don't be offended by me not knowing what Michelle is.
So Michelle watch, okay, so the thing that people don't know is Fossil makes a lot of these brands. So they make Michael Kors, they make Michelle. So Michelle watch started from a guy, he had a wife, he wanted to give her something special. He was a truck conductor or something. So he made her a diamond Michelle watch. And then it kind of blossomed and they started this business together. And so still to this day, people buy them. I think the most popular watch is called a Deco. I want to say it might be, I mean, to me it depends on what we talk about when we talk about bougie. They do have affordable watches. Like I have a regular watch with no diamonds or nothing. I think I got it for like $400, but my diamond watch that I actually have from them, like if it was selling in store now, it would be like around $500. But did I pay that for that? No. At the time when I bought it, I actually got a good deal, and I think I paid $1,000 with my discounts and stuff. But when you talk to someone about Michelle watches, who knows about Michelle watches and looks at the prices, they will tell you, like, getting a diamond Michelle watch under $1,000 is a crazy deal. Like, but, you know, now people are into, like, Rolexes and stuff, but a lot of girls still do wear Michelle watches. Like, that's the thing.
When you buying this watch, right?
Yeah.
Are you like
now we're talking about this pre-kid, like.
Okay, right. Okay, so less responsibilities. Okay,
yeah.
All right. Do you gotta like? What's the conversation with yourself like before this purchase?
So the thing was, I like black was my favorite color, right?
Okay.
And so it came in shipment, and I'm like looking at it like, and this is the thing, you get wrapped up into these places of like culture. So like when you're working at Nordstrom, like the it thing was. Every girl had a Michelle watch. Like if you was really that deal, like you had a Michelle watch. So It was like everybody got a Michelle watch. I need to get a Michelle watch. You feel that pressure. So I'm like, but I didn't want just any Michelle watch because they all had the same watches. But when that black face came in with the black diamonds, I was like, yeah,
that's your time.
That's
your
it.
time.
Yeah, that's it. And then I got like a crazy. It was under $1,000. So I was like, yeah, sounds crazy. It's worth it.
I feel like the only thing I spent $1,000. I spent over $1,000 on has been my car. Like I feel like that's the only logical thing I've spent over $1,000. Yeah, man.
I think I don't like single purchases $1,000. I'm like, nah. But like when you add up all of the little things, it's like.
But that's a lot of things though. That's like if I could give you 10 things for $1,000, really. Or I could give you one thing for $1,000.
It depends on what you're buying though. It depends on what the things is.
Has anyone ever told you that you make them feel poor?
Please. Please.
Bro, I'm here to talk about watches. I'm like, I wear this Apple Watch for.
But I have an Apple Watch
every
too.
occasion. You're not wearing it.
No, it don't go with my outfit.
I wear this with it's kind of gross actually. I work out in it. I probably wear it like.
I seen this meme of like where people was like, you get dressed up and you put on your Apple Watch and you look like a spy kid. So then it just didn't sit right with me being dressed up with the Apple Watch on. So I'm like, it's not giving like, yo, sometimes I have a dressy outfit on. I forget to take the watch off. I had to Photoshop it off my arm. It's crazy. It sounds wild, but I really, yes.
Can I say something that I hope is not offensive?
Oh, please say whatever. I don't get offended. That's too much, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would offend you, but I like, you know, just to anyone who's listening. I don't think Apple Watches look that good on girls.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't. Honestly, I got it for just work purposes. Like if I can't have my phone on me, it's just more so.
That's fine. Right.
Yeah, but I'm not buying it for it to be an accessory piece. Hell no. Sorry. No.
Does that mean like you make me feel poor?
Why? Right.
I bought this and was like,
but if
went
you
through the outfits and was like,
No, but if you change the band on that and you throw a crazy band on it, then it's like, all right, like they have like bands where you can actually make it a watch.
So I got a leather band.
but I actually,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but here, all right, so I love watches, by the way. I probably have like,
What's your favorite watch?
my favorite watch I have right now is a Fossil, actually. My fiance has a Movado that like every time I look at
I
it,
have
I'm
one
like,
too. Yeah.
what was I gonna say? Okay, so my Apple Watch serves a lot of purposes, right? So like, if I gotta put on a tux, not tux, but like a suit, like you know what I'm saying? I have a Fossil watch that will go with that.
Okay.
I have like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
yesterday, for example, I had
Yeah.
like a brown leather band type watch type joint.
Yeah.
However, the Apple Watch just serves so many purposes. Like you could work out in it.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Then it's like, if you dress like how me and Taycon dress right now, like it's a perfect like little joint. You
Yeah,
feel
just
me?
throw it on, keep it moving. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you could throw on like a polo with it. I lost you.
Where you going with the polo?
Like polo, jeans,
Yeah.
and like
So let me ask you something. Why would the Fossil watch not be like? Why would you not throw on like one of your watches? You say you love watches, so
Yeah.
why would you keep on your Apple Watch? Like, what is the purpose of wearing it?
I don't. The Apple Watch.
Yeah. Is it like I feel like I'm just running errands. I'm gonna throw this like cool fit on, but I'm gonna just keep it on my own. Like, what is the math? I want to know. You don't have a logic.
No, I do. I really do. So I feel like it's never. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's something. It's not a big fashion statement.
Yeah.
But it's like it do matter when you look at the whole fit. It's almost like a wristband. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it don't like. For example, look at Deck right now.
Yeah, his fire fit.
He got a fire fit on right now.
Low key and fire.
If you took the watch off, it's a less fire fit.
Never, no. Why?
Yes, huh? The watch
Why?
is like is complimentary. Like it's
No.
real.
His sneakers and his shirt make his fit. What are you talking about?
I'm-
Look, crazy.
It looks different. Yes, bro.
No, it
yes,
don't.
bro.
No.
The watch is an extra little bedazzle on the end of it. You feel naked? I mean, me
I think
too.
that's the
Me too.
thing. I think when people have an Apple Watch, they wear it so much that you feel naked without it. So
Yeah.
it's like you're conditioned to think that you just put it on
All right.
with everything, but that's crazy
Okay,
that
can
you
you
would wear a
relax a little
polo
bit?
and jeans.
Coming at us.
All
All
right,
right.
my bad.
Like, it's just, like you feel me? Like
That's crazy.
All right, listen. But listen, like it's a multi-purpose joint.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So therefore, right off the top, it can fit into outfits. It's already multi-purpose. So it's like, all right, outside of exercise, what would be the next purpose? Like fashion.
I don't wear my Apple Watch as a fashion statement.
Never.
Never.
Have you ever been fashionable in sporty clothes?
Yeah, that's how I dress.
And then you
Like,
would throw the Apple Watch on.
if I'm going to Pilates class, I only wear my Apple Watch like if I'm like real shit. I went to Pilates class yesterday. I'm like, oh, I gotta charge my watch, charge it and put it on. I went and took my son to a birthday game, and I'm like, I ain't gonna have my phone on me, so I'm gonna keep my watch on just in case somebody texts me. But like, I don't wear it as much as that. That's crazy.
I feel poor.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
make me feel poor.
No, that's not poor. It's not an accessory to me.
What's your most expensive watch?
My Michelle watch, and then after that would be my Movado. I have a couple Michelle watches. I have one, and then I have two other ones. They don't have diamonds in them. They're like a more sports type of vibe.
Yeah.
But and then my Movado, but my Michelle one would be the most expensive one. I'm not a high luxury girl though. I think people get that vibe from me, but I'm not. I'm not into like really high luxury brands. I don't own any designer purses. Like you can look like money without spending it.
All right. Isn't that still bougie though? Not that bougie's a bad thing.
Yeah, no.
I want to take off. I want to remove that
For sure.
because I think bougie also is kind of like a fucked up word.
So
to use.
say
It's kinda
luxury.
Right, luxury.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, luxury. I think you can still be luxurious wearing things that are not that expensive. Like you kind of just have to look luxurious, right? You know what I mean?
For sure. I think if you know what you're doing and you know how to like manipulate your clothes and you buy quality clothes at a low price, like it still gives luxury. Like all my purses I get from regular stores. I shop in regular places, but like you might think it costs a pretty penny, but it don't. Like I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I kind of feel like if somebody was wearing an outfit that wasn't expensive, but it looked expensive, and they said, let's say the name of the brand was Rode, and I feel like if it wasn't expensive, but it looked expensive. And he was like, "Yo, what you wearing?" It was like Road.
That shit sound crazy good.
It sound crazy good because it looked crazy good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I want to go buy that, and you find it's like only like $20 t-shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. When's the last time you bought something at Walmart to wear? When's the last? All right, maybe not Walmart.
My ears
that's
got hot.
That's
because I had to think for that one.
It's a little too low.
No shade on Walmart though, because Walmart got fire graphic tees.
Type shit.
Yeah,
okay, word.
They got fire graphic tees.
Wow.
But I haven't been in there. Honestly, I haven't been in there because there's not one close to me. So it's like, if it's not one close to me, I don't go in there. But now Target, like, I can get busy in Target.
Okay.
For sure.
Where do you shop for preference?
Right now, ASOS, Zara, Target,
What's
Nordstrom
ASOS?
here and there. That's it. I don't really H&M too.
Okay.
But I don't really shop nowhere else. ASOS is more of like my main.
That should go.
Like if I want to buy some shit, like I'm gonna go to ASOS because the quality is good.
All
You
right.
pay a little penny, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Zara is.
It's like an upscale H&M.
Yeah. It's definitely
Yeah.
expensive in there.
Yeah.
I've never bought
Customer
anything
service
from
is
Zara.
trash. It's not really something we should be shopping at, but I get my son clothes from there.
I want to ask you that because you worked in the. I meant to ask you that actually when you were talking about working at Nordstrom. I wanted to ask you about the customer service aspect of your job because it's easy to fall in love with the fashion part, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But then it's like almost like when you say to someone that you work at Nordstrom Rack, they kind of just automatically only see like a fashion person.
Yeah.
And not a customer service person, not
Yeah.
someone who has to like.
For sure.
Stock the shelves and like talk to a customer and like it's like how good were you at that part of your job?
I think I was pretty good. I spent maybe 2 years in non-management, and then after that, most of my retail roles were in management based. So in order to do those roles, you're coaching people, you're training people, so you have to be good at that. I can't be on the floor not giving great customer service but expect my staff to like not do the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to be the example. So as far as customer service, I would say it was good. Now, did I have times where, if they wanted to battle, I would battle back 1,000%. Still to this day, like we could go there. Especially Cherry Hill, H&M, more specifically customers, they get crazy. Like, I'm talking about crazy. Like, I had a lady who said she would snatch my wig off and tried to fight me, and I had to snatch my own wig off and walk around the table and say, "Let's go."
Like, it was really do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she ain't do nothing though. But they get crazy. They get wild. I've seen.
So let me ask you, in this situation, right?
Yeah.
So all right, let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah.
In this situation, right? You're in a managerial position.
Yep.
Right. So like there are eyes on you.
Yeah,
and
for
how
sure.
How you conduct yourself.
My
in this
team
situation.
already know how I'm coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they know.
So is there any when these things happen? Is there a thought like like a switch that goes off? Like okay, do you have to transition yourself from manager to like I will fuck you up, or is it just it go?
I think that there is a transition. I
Okay.
think that I try to be patient with people, but like I said, the demographic and how they were in the store is just like it's a different store. Like still to this day, like you gotta have that in you. If you don't, they gonna try to walk all over you. They come crazy. They threaten you. They be trying to wait outside till you get out of work. Like it's been situations like that. Like a guy jumped one of the people in the parking lot. Like one of our employees for trying to stop him from stealing. Like they get crazy.
Wow.
So it's like you have to have that. I'm there to help you. And like there's situations where people are gonna be pissed off because they don't understand the rules and guidelines. And I get that. But it's like at a certain aspect, we all adults here. Like if you gonna come crazy, you gotta know at a certain point I'm gonna meet you where you stand. Like and my staff pretty much knew, like, they would try to like help the customers, but they know they could always call me because I'm gonna have their back. Like, like yeah, for sure. Like you ain't about to this ain't that. I don't care about this ain't that. It's a job and I need it, but for sure if you come crazy, you gonna get that energy back.
Type shit.
Yeah,
type
for
shit,
sure.
type
You ain't
shit.
gonna try it. No.
All right. So let's transition a little bit from working in a corporate realm to kind of then transitioning into doing your own kind of entrepreneurial fashion situation, right? So like,
Okay, so
where specifically the mindset of like, okay, I can
Creating.
kind of carry this. Yeah, like I can kind of carry this myself.
So I want to say like the transition came. So boom, I was at H&M still, and they had like this employee program where they started doing like they wanted content creators within like the staff, like within the company or whatever. And so you had to apply pretty much to try to be a content, like an influencer for them. So I applied, and you were supposed to do a video, and I never did the video. So someone reached out to me and was like, hey, like, you submitted like a letter pretty much stating like you wanted to be a part of this, but you had to do a video. So I did the video, submitted it.
So they wanted you.
Huh?
They wanted you then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I didn't read it like that. But then an email came through and said that they ended up like moving forward with me. So now if we break this down, I think it was maybe 14 of us that they chose company-wide from all over the company, and more so U.S. mainland. And pretty much what it was we all were influencers for H&M. So we had our own landing page on the H&M.com website where you can like shop our favorite items of the month. They gave us the 300.
Favorite,
yeah, like my favorite,
wow.
my favorite items. It was really fire. And then they gave you $300 a month extra in your paycheck to use that money to shop for the clothes. And so we were responsible for just having 2 posts a month. That's it. Just 2 posts a month with whatever our favorite items was so people can shop to like drive traffic. And then I just kind of like, this was right before like the pandemic hit. Like we did this like a couple months and then like boom, the pandemic hit, boom, I was pregnant. And then they just kind of like cut it off because then everybody was like in the house. But like once I started seeing like I could do it myself, and then also I just feel like the support wasn't there from them. And it's more so like I can dive deep into this, but I'll just touch surface. It's like when you're a micro influencer and you don't have a big back end behind you, and when you're just starting off, it's really hard to get your foot in the door for places. So they had other influencers that weren't affiliated with like working with the company that they were pushing, like driving the money, doing all of this. They didn't have landing pages or nothing. But when it came down to us, it was kind of like, okay, we're going to start y'all off, but there was no support. There was no like reposting our pictures and stuff on the website. And I'm like, you know, like, what is the only thing I'm getting out of this is the extra $300 for my clothes, which I appreciate it because that's a lot of money when you really break it down. And when you're getting a discount on it, it's like I could buy a lot of shit with that. But then I started tapping. I'm like, wait a minute, like I could do this myself. Like I could literally and actually get paid for it versus the $300. Or if it's like, you know, if somebody wants to gift me something and then I just post a picture, like I can like really do it myself. So like once I seen that we weren't getting the support, I just was like, I think I'm gonna just continue, but just try to do it like myself. Cause I really didn't see a return investment on that. And it was very specific of like what we can post, what we couldn't post. Like the requirements was like crazy. It was like another job, but I just was like, yeah, this ain't it.
Can we talk a little bit about that, about the micro influencing, I think?
Sure.
I've actually never heard that term, but I'm assuming it means that you don't have like a big back.
Big following. So micro influencers is like under, I would say now even under, like, yeah, 10K, but like to me now, I feel like also a micro influencer can be under 50K. Like I have 27.2 thousand followers, but it's still hard for me to like get the deals. It's still hard. Like you really have to, it's almost to me how I feel like you almost have to beg these brands to work with you. Like you're spending your money willingly because you love the clothes, but it's like when it comes down to like trying to get them to work with you, it's like really hard. And I feel like, but don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people that are micro influencers that are under, you know, the marks of having a big following, but still making bread. Like, so it's just about your niche and your vibe and like you as a person and like driving that force to be like, no, I'm really going to get it. But I'm not as in when it comes to brands and like working with them, I'll ask you once, babe, and if you say no, that's it. I don't spin the block and like, because my mindset is like eventually you're going to spin the block on me. You're going to want to work with me eventually in the future because I'm going to get to where I want to get to and it's going to cost you. So we're not about to do the like begging thing. Yeah, and it sucks because there's so much talented people that don't have that microscope under them that has really great content and like the quality is there, but it's just they're overshadowed by just nonsense.
Outside of the backing, the support that you would get from like a larger engine, what are some of the things that micro influencers or some of the problems that micro influencers might run into? That if you're not a micro influencer, you might not have that problem.
Yeah, I think that what it is that if you don't have, let's say you don't have the following, when you try to reach out to these brands, most brands, what they do is they say, we can gift you. That's the big word, gift. Like they reach out to you. If you have an email, they'll send you an email, be like, hey, are you interested in this gifting program? But when you think about it, like this takes time. It takes time, money. You're dishing out money for your camera, even for your phone. Like you're dishing out money to like your time. Your time is the most valuable thing. Let's just start there. So it's like, you know, brands reach out to you and like, hey, we're really interested in working with you. And then you're like, okay, like let's talk about it. will gift you, let's say Forever 21 reached out to me. And I want to say they said they would give me $300 worth of clothes to make a minute video of the clothes that they sent me with multiple outfits styled. The math is not mathing. And this is not, I don't even want to put this on a micro like influencer. I think that a lot of influencers all have that problem where the brands will rather gift you stuff because to them that's them still helping you in a way than versus paying you the money. And then if they decide that they do want to pay you, we have I think someone, it was a sunglass company that I actually bought sunglasses from on Amazon. They was like, we'll pay you $50 and send you 3 sunglasses to like do a video. Is it crack?
wait. So, all right. So
it's insane.
Explain. Go back to the Forever 21. I think you said it was. They sent you $300.
They wanted to send me $300 worth of clothes for me to do a 1-minute video of styling the outfits multiple ways and tagging them in it. And that's the thing. They want you to tag them in it.
Like freak them in different ways.
Yeah, and like style the clothes in different ways in a minute video. They'll give you $300. And it's like, I can't even buy a lot of clothes with $300. Y'all website, the prices have went up crazy. So it's like, no. And then you're not paying me for my time. Like any video that I'm doing that I'm styling multiple ways, you have to pay me. If I'm not doing it by myself just for fun, you have to pay me. It's crazy. But that gifting is the number one thing. They rather gift you than to pay you.
Because the clothes are probably way more dispensable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's not even like, I think the best gifting that I had was Urban Outfitters, where they sent me $1,000 worth of clothes.
Right.
And I mean, Urban Outfitters is expensive, so it's like when I see that, I'm like, shit, hell yeah, you can gift me for $1,000. I don't care. Like, send it to me, and then I did a video, and that was cool. But it's like, come on now, like, and they do that to a lot of people.
Who are there companies that cannot approach you? Are there any companies that you're like, no?
I think that I'm open to companies. I wouldn't say that there's no companies that I wouldn't work with. But if it's anything, it's kind of I don't want to say that because I'm like, if it's anything racist, but I kind of still wear H&M, so it's like, not that they're racist, but they have done racist shit with the monkey thing, and that was a little crazy.
It was.
Yeah, and I worked there at the time, so you could just imagine how that was.
Was people looking at you crazy, Loki? It was like
there was like a couple stores, like I think Chestnut Street, somebody dressed up like in a monkey suit and like was climbing all over like the mannequins and the stairs and like the walls and saying ooh They set a fire in the middle of the store. And then H&M, they came in at my store, they like knocked all the stuff down, and they said when we get off of work they was going to shoot us, and so we had to have a police escort out of work. Like it gets a little crazy.
You've had some experiences in retail.
People shitting in the fitting room, peeing in the fitting room. It's been wild.
Wow.
Very ghetto. Wouldn't recommend.
Yeah. Wow. You gotta be built.
Yeah,
for
sure. Forward tough.
All right, listen. I'm a company. I want to approach you.
Yeah.
Hi, Chanique. My name is Steven.
Hi, Steven.
I work with, you may or may not have heard of us. I work with a brand called Louis Vuitton. I don't know if you've heard of us. You may have.
Okay.
We see your following on Instagram, and we really, we like to propose a deal for you.
Sure.
We get that you like to style outfits. You like to do that. So we're thinking we would like to gift you $15,000 for you to grab some items from our inventory, and you're going to style them for us. Okay? I'd like you to style them in a 2-minute video.
Okay.
4 if you need the extra space, 2 to 4 minutes. We will also give you 70% off of our store for the next 2 years.
Immediately, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Immediately. See, the thing is, too,
1 year.
is that, okay, yes.
Damn, it's too easy.
It has to be, if you're gifting me something, there also has to be like a return investment for me in my time. So now let's say if you're like, I'm gonna gift you these clothes, and like in exchange, we'll post you on our main page, post you on the website, and then it's like I'm getting that driving traffic to now the open exposure to people who have never heard of me, maybe other companies that haven't heard of me. Then yes, I'm not saying I'm opposed to gifting, but it's just like there has to be something in return for me besides you actually gifting me. Yeah. Because let's talk about it. I spend money on clothes and nobody's paying me for it. I just do it because that's what I like. So it's like, what is the return? What am I getting out of this? Like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Let's say if you're like, we'll do this one gifting collaboration, and then the next time, if we decide to work with you, it'll maybe be paid, or maybe it's another return in investment. Maybe you'll be a part of a campaign. Then it's like, okay, yes, but it just it just has to be some kind of return on investment. If it's not, then it's just like a hard no.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How long do you think it took you before you landed on this kind of business mindset where you value your time more than whatever they're offering?
I think it took a while. I definitely think it took a while. I think that it's very easy to get, honestly, discouraged. It's very to, like, get in your head about things. And I think that when you're, like, on go, I was on go. I'm like, I'm not going to let nothing get in my way. I'm not, if somebody wants me to do something, I'm going to do it no matter how long it takes. But then it's like you just kind of start looking at other people, and you're just like, yo, like, you have this going on, and I got this going on. And, like, brands will know that you're friends with someone and close with friends, and still will send your friend this and then send you that. And it's just like, now we talk and then we get and it's not adding up. So
breaking
it's
up
like,
friendships.
Yeah. So it's like, I just started, I think the past 2 years, after having my son, honestly, that's what did it for me. It's just like, I have other things that I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? And I value my time more, especially if it's taking time out from me and my child. Like, that's the biggest thing. It's just like, I'm not about to be out here doing this for shits and giggles. Like, I have a why now, Yeah.
Do you think you would, without a son, you would have developed this mindset, or maybe as soon?
I think, honestly, I would have. I think, honestly, too, the pandemic played a lot. I think it changed a lot of lives. I think, like, seeing, like, the mass amount of people that was dying every day and, like, being stuck in a house and just, like, I think the pandemic has changed the way of life that we used to know. So it's like, now it's just like, no. Like, I will say no in a heartbeat now. Before, I just would do things just because it feels right. But now, if I want to say no, I'm saying no, and I'm standing on that.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Fuck with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a skill that some people, I heard people, I forgot who I was watching, but it was a manager, and he was saying that's kind of why rappers and just people need managers, because it was like, a lot of people don't know how to say no.
Yeah.
And if you love what you do, you're going to be hungry towards it. And then, so, like, a lot of opportunities you're just going to kind of say yes to, because you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's like, hey, you want to design? They're like, yeah. Like, you kind of say yes.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people don't know how to say no. They don't know how to, you know what I mean? Like, they don't know how to upset the other party.
Yeah, I don't. And, at the end of the day, if you love me and you fuck with me and you know my heart and you know what kind of person I am, and me saying no shouldn't deter our relationship. It shouldn't have any effect unless I'm doing some flaw shit where it's like I said yes and at the last minute it's a
like
no.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If it's no emergency, then it's just like, yeah, no. It's okay to say no. It is okay. No. And that's fine. Like, people deal with mental battles because they're putting everybody else on the pedestal before they put themselves. Like, and it's just like, no, we ain't doing that. Like, if it's not gonna make me happy, and if it don't feel right for me, no.
Type shit.
That's it.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's not hard. Once you get in the rhythm of saying no, it comes.
Say too much.
Yeah. No.
So, all right. So, talk to me, man. How does the inspiration for outfits come about? How do you start? Let's say you want to get in your bag. You're like, all right, I'm in creative mood today. I woke up, it's Monday. I'm free. I want to create. Where do you start? Or are you like, all right?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it just hits you. Like, so for me, like, my mind frame of, like, me shopping, period. So I have a rule where I just tell people, I don't buy it if I can't wear it 5 different ways. And for me, that's law, because if I'm buying this one thing to wear, and it might be an offset thing where you're just like, I'm just buying this shit just one time, and it's like, all right. But as far as my closet, if I cannot wear it 5 different ways, I'm not buying it because it's a waste. you want your clothes to be like versatile.
You know
what I mean? You get more bang for your buck in your closet when you can like buy some shit and you know you can build 5 outfits. So when I'm shopping, I'm looking at something, I'm styling it 5 ways, it's a yes automatically. So for me, it's so fast, and it's just like even when I'm styling people in the store, like when I was working, they would be like, you did that so fast. And it's like, for me, like if somebody's coming up like, how do you think I should wear this? And I just run it down, wear it with this, that, and that, and that. And it's because that's the way that I shop. So it's easier for me to just build. So like inspiration, if I wake up and I'm just like, I want to shoot today. All right, bet, I'm going to shoot. I wanted to wear this today. So I'm like, all right, what can I wear with this? I never wore these pants. Let me throw these pants on and then just keep it moving. It's all about what I'm in the mood to wear that day, honestly.
So when you're shopping for something new, when you say, can I style it 5 different ways, are you saying in my immediate closet right now?
Yes.
Like now I got to buy something else to fit with this.
No.
Like,
in
right
my
now
immediate closet right now, do I have 5 different ways that I could style this? Now, it might be a new piece where I'm like, all right, I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to just build on top of it. Yeah. But, like, honestly, it's 5 different ways, like, just off the bat.
I like that.
Yeah, it eliminates the bullshit from your closet. Like, and then you're just like, oh, I don't have nothing to wear. I mean, still to this day I say that, but it's not true. Yeah. But it's like, I don't have nothing to wear. I
think that is the least bougie thing you've said today.
What?
That you style it 5 different ways. I'm like, oh, that's very cost efficient. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I am with a lot of shit. It's like, bro, damn, bro, like, I got to go to this thing. It's like, I need a new this. And it's like, damn, do I want to drop this bag on this thing?
Who want to feel like every time you got to go somewhere, you got to buy something?
Right.
I don't have time to be in these stores.
I don't even like buying jeans no more. They're expensive.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive. So it's like, build your wardrobe up. Like, if you build your wardrobe up, you be good.
Let me ask you a question. How many jeans on a guy? Because you're a fashion person. Mm-hmm. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's hard to be with someone who is not have some kind of sense of fashion awareness. Not like they got to be Kanye West.
Yeah.
They got to match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some baselines you got to hit.
Yeah.
Just being with somebody who's a fashion person,
sure.
right? How many pairs of jeans is too little for your significant other? If he was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm a chill guy. You know, I got like...
You know, I don't... What is wrong with you?
I got like 2 pairs of jeans.
That's a little crazy. So, all right. So, let me tell you. All right. So, I hope I don't offend my boo by saying this. But my boyfriend is from Florida, right?
Okay.
So, he moved up
he got the toes out.
No, he don't even wear his toes out. The man dressed wild. He dressed like he was from Florida. And, like, at the time, this is, like, when I'm in my fashion bag. So, like, it would be times where I'm like, I'm not leaving the house if you wear that. Like, on God.
Can you describe something?
He has this. Yo, he's going to chew me up. He has this vest, right? A vest. The shit is, like, leather. It's, like, leather. And just imagine, like, a crocodile, like, type
texture,
vibe.
Okay.
It had this fucking hood. If you zip the shit up, it zipped up all the fucking way. And the nigga never wanted to take it off. Yo, it killed me to my
There's
core.
no sleeves on it.
No sleeves.
In a hood.
Hood that you can zip that
like
shit
the big
up.
hoodies, like the...
Yeah, yes.
So what?
So we're at a much better place
Right,
now.
okay. So that was a conversation I had to have. Okay.
But he is a very minimal person. Like our closet looks crazy because it's mostly all my stuff. Like, but when it comes to like throwing that shit on, like he can now he can go to the store and buy his shit and I'd be like, this is fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely feel like we in a better place, but I think he had that Florida in him and it was a lot. So it was like when he came up here, I was like, that ain't gonna fly.
That's not it.
Please take that shit off and burn it. I don't even know where that thing went, but it was wild. Like I made him leave that shit in a car one time we went to KOP. Like, you are not walking around wearing that with me, dog. It's no way.
Does he like a variety of clothes? Or is he like a very, like, I could wear the same pair of jeans?
I think he's
3 days in a row if I had to.
He has a good variety. I think now where he's starting to get in his bag of like coats, because I'm like a coat person.
Shit,
so like, yeah, I definitely think he's a very chill, like laid back, but his style is like decent. It's very decent. More like a streetwear type of vibe. Not too crazy, very minimum, like, but he can throw that shit on.
All right,
like,
tough. All
right.
All right. I just wanted to know because I was like, I feel like it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a lot to be with somebody who's like fashion savvy.
I mean, the current joke, like my friends be like, oh, Like they'll be saying like, oh, you styled him or you styled, because now he throw that shit on a little bit. So they be like, oh, you let your girl style him, and I'm like, I did not style this man. Like he picked out his own stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely can't be with somebody that's not fashionable though.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
How drastic was the turnaround for him? Was it he had to go from 1 to 10, or he had to go from like 4 to 10, or how was it a total 180? Like when you met him when he had the guy, right?
His style wasn't that bad. He just had a couple pieces that just made it look crazy. Like that crocodile vest was wild.
Yeah, maybe was it sentimental to him? He's
no,
from Florida,
he bought it to wear up here.
Like the freaky. Like he's trying.
So it's just like I think he got around to it pretty fast, honestly. But he's an in-home type of guy. Like he don't really go out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when he go out, he has stuff to throw on, but like he's not a person that's always outside. So like the turnaround was pretty decent. It didn't take a long time.
Okay.
Nothing too scary.
Yeah. Okay. All right. As I had to know. Listen, you mentioned it a few times. I want to talk about it real quick before we got to wrap up.
Okay.
You talked about motherhood.
Yes.
You have a little guy at home.
Yes,
yeah.
Lennox.
Talk about it a little bit.
So I had Lennox. August 19th, 2020, deep in the pandemic.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
I had him with a mask on. Very crazy, but I had him. He's turning 3 in August. Light of my life. Like, he is funny, charming. He's crazy. He is a brat. And I dress him just like I dress myself. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got closet is crazy.
He fly
Crazy,
already. Yeah.
fly. Yeah. He's really that boy. But
That's tough. That's tough.
Light of my life.
Is he spoiled?
He is very spoiled.
Is it going to remain that way?
1,000%, yes.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you fear that if you spoil your kid, though, he's going to, like, grow up and be, like, spoiled, like, always? Do you think it's going to be hard for a woman to match what you do?
Now, see, good fucking point.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I don't want. And so I have to try to be very careful as to he gets at a certain age. I don't want him to be dependent on like a woman, and so it's like when he starts to like branch off, he's not treating his woman right. He's not helping around the house. He doesn't know what that looks like because he constantly had someone like doing shit for him his whole life. So I spoil him in a sense to like, if he asks for something, I'll get it for him. But am I going to spoil him to the fact where it'll ruin like him growing up and he'll have like a huge like adjustment? No, we ain't doing that.
Okay. Okay.
No, 1,000% no.
All right. I think we're getting the wrap up finger. We're getting to this guy. So tell me anything else that you want to tell the people, the listeners, so they can look out for in the future, anything like that.
I think for me in the future, I'm gonna just keep going. Like that's the only thing that I can do is just keep going, keep doing what I'm doing, and just multiply it. I don't want to put my plans out into the atmospheres. I like to keep them in until we have things in motion. But there are gonna be things to like stay tuned and be.
Tough.
Look forward to.
Tough. Super tough. Well, listen, man, we want to thank you so much for sitting down with us, Nique. Oh, this was so fun. It's definitely fun. Do you want to plug yourself real quick? Instagram, wherever they can find you.
Just follow me on Instagram, FashionNiquee, FashionNiquee, 2 E's. And yeah, that's the vibe.
Very nicely done. Listen, man, one time for your hosts and your other hosts who are not here. My name is Steven. I go by Ugly Steven on Instagram. Shout out Ivan, man. Shout out OGB. Shout out Tay behind the camera. Shout out Deck Amazing, too, man. Deck Amazing, I think he made his way into the lineup. You feel me? Until next time, y'all, it is This Side of Jersey podcast, the #1 podcast in the world.